Welcome to Capture Culture, where worlds collide, creatives thrive, and the beat never dies. We're your hosts. That's Adam.
What's going on, everybody?
I'm Alex, coming fresh with a mic check and thanking you for the time you're about to invest.
What's up, sir? How you doing today?
What's up, Adam? Yo,
Chilling,
man, we
man.
got Pride Month coming.
Mm-hmm.
So what better time to bring in one of my good friends, my Aries brother. This guy's a charismatic, colorful dude. Love hanging out with him. Proud member of the LGBTQ community. We got Clarke in the house. Clarke,
Yeah,
what's
what
up,
up?
my friend?
What's up, Clark? Welcome to the show, sir.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Hello, hello.
Of course, man. Thanks for all the support. I see you plugging our shit. I see you
Yeah.
promoting it. We really appreciate it, man. And
Means a
we
lot,
had
man.
to get you on here.
Of course, I'm a very firm believer in, you uplift your friends and it all comes back in one way, because if we don't all succeed together, then who's succeeding at all?
A rising tide
Amen.
floats all ships.
Mhm.
Amen.
Mhm.
I mean, it would suck to have all this success and your friends not come up with you and everyone be with you. That's why you do it for,
Exactly. Like I always said, if I want it big, we're all getting on the yacht.
Back, break me off some.
Exactly.
What's up, man? How you been? What's new and exciting in your life? What have you been up to? I know you've been sick.
Yeah. Yep.
You didn't get
Freshly
that
over.
Rona, did you?
Not Miss Corona Lynn. No. It's just a common cold. Not monkeypox either. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out
Those
to the monkeypox.
monkeypox.
Did you see the monkeypox, man? It looks like those are like lesions. You're getting like lesions on the skin. You know what I'm saying? And it's
They look gnarly.
so imagine
out
if
of
there's
a
an
horror
outbreak
flick.
of that. Imagine if there's an outbreak of that, and where it's like, if you catch it, you're getting lesions on the skin, So that fear
Yeah.
of the lesion, of that physical deformity, is what they're motivating people to now get this new vaccine for the monkeypox. I'm just saying that's the way it might be going. I'm just saying, just,
Yeah.
World's a crazy place.
Well, I was like, of course, I take this with a grain of salt. I don't know how true it is, but online, what I was reading is that it's closely related to smallpox, and I'm like, didn't we just get rid of this
Right.
400 years ago?
Right. It's
what?
like in the same. Here
Like,
comes another
damn.
round of vaccinations if you want to work or go anywhere. Here it
My
comes.
God, I'm ready to jump off a roof. I'm kidding.
I know, man. Tell me about it.
Kidding.
Well, listen, man. You know how long it took me to just pronounce LGBTQ without stumbling over letters and all that?
know.
I mean, it's a mouthful, man. That's like,
Eh.
do you ever stumble over it? Because I'm like LGBT. You know what I mean?
Yes, especially since they add on new acronyms every
Right.
single day. Like, so I
So
know
what
how to-
what acronym are you, sir, for anybody that doesn't understand?
So for
Or
me,
know you.
I recognize myself as the Q, which is queer. LGBTQIA plus. It's supposed to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, and questioning ally.
wait.
Intersex.
What's I?
Okay, yeah.
Questioning.
He's
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And I is intersex.
You never
which
said
is the new-
intersex, did you? I didn't hear you say.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
forget.
I was like, wait.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Damn.
a
It
I
is a
lot.
lot.
forget.
Damn.
Like,
You know what
know
I hear people say a lot too is fluid. So they're gonna have to add an F in there somewhere
Wait.
too.
Let's go back to I.
FLGBTQ.
What is intersex? What does that mean?
Is that when you have sex with an alien? Like interstellar sex shit.
Me? No.
I would have
So
sex with an alien.
Intersex. How do I also want to explain it to a point where I feel like I won't get canceled. It's basically the new politically correct way to reference somebody who was born with male and female chromosomes.
Oh,
Okay, so you can't say her.
Yeah, you can't say that. Can't say that
Really?
word.
Wow. I mean, it is demeaning, I guess.
It does. I mean, when you hear that word,
Right.
it just doesn't sound
is
human.
demeaning.
It sounds like
intersex sounds way
you know,
cooler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
intersex sounds dope.
Yeah.
I never knew
Exactly.
you identified as a Q because I was gonna ask you, man. I'm always confused. Like, what is a Q in all of this?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So what it is so there's vast different definitions. I could be explaining it wrong. For all I know is I can be a G dressed up as a Q. Who knows? I don't
got
know.
you. I got you. It's different to everybody,
Different flavors, pretty much.
but
right?
which I'd imagine is part of the
Exactly.
definition.
But for me, I kind of describe, like, the short description is, I say, you see the G's, on TV. So like
The
basically,
stereotypical G's.
to me that's like stereotype-ish, but versus Q is like more of the feminist of the queer community, of the LGBT community.
Okay.
So it's a little more all-encompassing. It's, as a person, me who I am, is I see life as a box of crayons. Why should I just play with blue crayons, or why should I just play with pink crayons when I can play with all the crayons in the box?
Interesting way to look at it, man. I called you colorful, so it fits everything. So
exactly. Glitter is my favorite color. So
did you say blur?
Make
Blur is your favorite color? What do you... Glitter. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking glitter gets everywhere. I hate when Alexis wears glitter, man. It's all over my car all the time.
Man.
Oh my God.
I'll see it for the next 6, 7 months, 8 months.
You would hate it. Back in my day, I went through a glitter phase, and I just used to douse myself with glitter. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I've had a few.
Or like that.
Go ahead.
Or like that glitter coin from the Palazzo.
Oh yeah. Last time Clarke was here, he may have stole something from the Palazzo Casino. That had a lot of gold glitter on it?
What did he steal?
It's still in my garage. It's like this big lucky Chinese New Year coin or something that they had. Hey, at the time I was in a medical bed, so I take all the luck in my house. At the time I was down and out for my injury, so I appreciated the housewarming gift.
You're welcome. I didn't know
I to get it.
I don't remember why I wanted it, where I got it, but I just told Alexis, let me know when the Uber is here.
Right.
And I remember looking in his backseat when we got out, and it's just covered. He's gonna be having for years.
They probably find you, probably. You know what I mean? Like
probably got
if you throw up in an Uber, how they give you like an Uber charge. I wonder if did they find you?
Oh, they know exactly where that gold coin is, man. It probably has an RFID chip in it or something. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if they had the location GPS on that. Kind of ready to go.
Well, Clarke almost got us banned from Caesar's Casino, which owns a lot of casinos down there, so that would have been bad. And that's my favorite spot.
That was an accident.
Yeah,
okay.
He may have been taking too many trips to the bathroom, and he was going in the females with the girls, and
I wonder.
they just stopped it at that. They just stopped it at that. Well, anyways, luckily. So Clarke, is there a reason why is it June we're coming up on? Is there a reason why June is Pride Month specifically, or is it just random?
Okay, so we're gonna have to fact check maybe the date on this, but I do believe June is the month of when the Stonewall riots happened back in the 60s.
What are the Stonewall riots? What is that?
So the Stonewall riots was basically the day of when queer people and LGBT people stood up against the police, like a police brutality against queer people, having to have us be pushed into the dark and having to find these safe spaces and not feeling safe in the spaces that we've been allowed to have.
And that happened in where did that happen?
Stonewall, New York.
Okay.
And so that was the day when it was predominantly Black and Latina trans women who fought for these rights for us, and bricks were thrown. There was a lot of police violence on the queer people that night, but we won, and it started an uproar. And Pride is the celebration of being who we are, loving who we are, not having to hide in the shadows.
Exactly.
And just love is love.
Those parades look fun, man. They look crazy.
Let me tell you what.
I mean,
let me tell you
well,
what.
it's just like you see the eclectic people. It's just craziness. It looks like Mardi Gras.
Right.
Really.
I've read somebody speaking about their experience there, and I guess it's a lot of just open sex, or just people are like there was a guy in a kiddie pool, and it had a sign that like piss on me. Which is incredible. I mean, that's to me.
I think he is in the Q category.
I think that might be at Folsom though. Folsom and Pride are a little different.
Okay.
Folsom is like fetish Pride.
Okay.
In a sense.
Oh, okay.
And it's that looks fun. I've never been. And now that I'm
Do you attend the parade, or do you go every year?
I do, just because it's
Nice.
fun. It's the only place where I kind of, me personally, feel I'm around like-minded people. We're all just there for one reason. You see people
Right.
walking around like free. It's basically like, think Coachella and every big music festival all in one, because you have 5 different stages, music playing everywhere, and people just walking around just loving to love.
Mhm.
So like, it's very wholesome. I know Alexis has gone with me a few times and she's really enjoyed it, but I highly recommend it. It's for everybody. It's such a maybe not like after dark.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
happens
think
after
children.
dark?
I don't think your children should go.
Well,
Just you've been drinking all day.
right. Okay. So what are things that you would see after dark? Like what, if someone like me, if me and Alex went this
You're
year,
gonna see a lot of body parts, more than likely, just
right?
all over the place. I don't know. I've never been.
Well, I mean, you've never been, so let Clarke tell me.
No.
Let's hear it.
You're right. You're right.
It's just more like, it's hard to say because I'm usually like pretty drunk by dark time, but it's just, the mice, the cat's away, the mice will play kind of thing. Like there's a saying that I can kind of associate it to. It's like the sun knows who I am, but the moon knows my secrets.
Oh, I like that a lot.
That's
actually.
kind of,
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everybody would describe it like that, but the lights out, the heat's cooling down. You can finally like get that second wind, and then also all the bars open and all the after parties. So wherever you stumble is where you stumble.
Right, but I'm talking about more like
fun.
if you're saying like if it's a festival, I'm talking about more of the debauchery. Like I'd like to hear about that. Like is that something? Like is that some, or is that am I thinking the wrong thing? Is that the wrong festival?
You're definitely I think you're thinking more fulsome, which but I could be wrong. There is no debauchery that happens at Pride.
Okay.
Oh no, there's debauchery.
Okay.
There's
It's a good word.
Absolutely debauchery. They have oh my gosh, they have like drinking contests. They have ass shaking contests. Who can like ride the pole contests? Just contests out of your ass. They have like demonstration tents.
Clarke, tell me the craziest thing. If you've gone for many years, or if you go every year, then you've probably done some debaucheries. Have
you won any prizes?
Well, have you? What's the most debaucherous thing you've done?
Are you a highly decorated member of the community? You got high.
How many
you guys
medals
have high ranking? Are you like commander in chief?
I'm attached to a couple. I'm attached to a couple NDAs. I'd have to run that by my lawyer. No, I'm kidding. No, I have no medals because I get a little. I get a little shy.
I don't believe that. I've never known you to be a shy person.
No, I haven't done any like contests, but I've been like an attendee and I've been a hype man for the contest.
You've been a judge.
So I've been.
Are you my judge?
Yeah.
I want to circle back to the whole reason for Pride Month, right? The Stonewall, and you mentioned like cops and police brutality, and growing up as a straight man, I never really think about that, right? I never think about that, and Black people go through a lot of police brutality and just people in poverty, but do members of that community really get it bad? Are they picked on, or is there present day? I'm not sure, man. Adam, don't answer. Let Clarke answer. I'm asking Clarke. Would you know?
It's hard to say because even within like the gay community, the kind of standard of heterosexuality and like cis normality, that it's kind of like it comes down to being a race thing. So I've never personally experienced police brutality in that sort of way, but it also could be because I'm white. So who's to say that somebody of a different race or ethnic group has got,
Okay.
Well, I think he's not just talking about the police brutality, but more just like the discrimination between like at the workplace or.
No, I was just talking police brutality.
Oh, you meant police brutality?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I meant, because I never looked at it as police,
Well, what about like in the
being unfair, or being really hard or rough, or being brutal to that community. You just hear about it all the time with like inner cities, but you never
Mhm.
think of that. So
Mm.
Well, I know for sure, like, there's definitely like police brutality still, especially
sure.
against trans women
Okay.
in our community, because normally they're just looked at as like, oh, well, they're probably just out here hooking and turning tricks, when it could definitely
Okay.
not be the case, or if that's their only source of income. But definitely there is, I don't know for sure, like, brutality, but I do know there's still a lot of discrimination
Right.
that LGBTQ members do face due to either gender identity or sexual orientation.
Right.
Clarke, have you ever been arrested?
Nope.
No.
I have not. I don't know how, but I have
All right,
not.
Clarke, might be a little weird question. All right. And
Go for it.
stop me if you don't want to answer. But so now when I think of jail, right? I have this irrational fear of being somebody, like picking up the soap, in the wash in the shower, and I have this irrational fear, right? Now,
Hmm.
this is a stupid question. Just fair warning. But like when you think about getting
I already knew
arrested,
the
when you think
question.
about getting arrested, is that a fear that you have, or is that like,
I mean, who wants to go to
oh,
jail?
yeah, true.
But no, because I mean, I don't know. I just know if I were to get arrested, I go into a different section of jail. So I don't
Mm.
know how it's ran, but I'm
Well,
definitely.
I don't think it matters what you like. No one wants to go to jail and be raped, whether you're gay, straight, whatever.
Right. Well,
So I mean, you know what I mean? Like the
that's
way
not
you phrased it, I
exactly.
don't know.
No, but
But
okay,
like,
this is what I mean. Like, like in some pornos, right? There's like the jail scene kind of thing, and
Mhm.
never mind, dude.
Well, I mean, if
I'm so
if
way
I'm
off.
collecting the check, then yeah.
What'd you say?
If I'm collecting the check, then yeah, I'm down for it. But I don't know. I don't know if I could actually do that with no money.
Right, I see.
yeah.
So it's not
I'm
necessarily
kidding.
like yeah.
I think
Oh.
I
It's
think
not.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna go for a rinse. I'm not gonna use the soap at all. I'm just gonna rinse myself, and I'm gonna stink. I'm in jail.
No,
I
if
want
you
to stink
stink, people will
anyway.
tell you, yo, you smell like shit. Go take a shower right now. People will tell you straight up, like, yo, you smell like shit. Go shower.
Well,
You
I'll
know?
shower, but I'll just avoid the soap.
Well,
I would not. I would not do good in jail. Like, that's why I try to avoid it,
yeah. Oh yeah.
because I already have an attitude problem. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't handle people yelling at me.
Oh
I would die. I would definitely get shanked.
Yeah.
no, you wouldn't get
Probably.
shanked. I mean, I don't think people die as much in jail as we think, but I mean, you wouldn't die. If you got shanked, you probably God forbid any of this. All
All right. Anyways, Clarke,
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, exactly.
Clarke,
Anyways,
I
not
am
going to
happy.
jail.
I am happy you're here because I think this is an important episode because I don't consider myself homophobic at all, but I do think I'm ignorant to a lot of things, and I do think that naturally, growing up as a straight man, I am wired differently than you're wired, and we've had different experiences growing up, And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with everything that has been changing in these last years with kids curriculums and changing comic book characters and all this stuff. I was against it at first. Okay. I
Yeah.
was against it because I was thinking that it might confuse kids. And I think a lot of people like me feel that way. Right. But
Yeah.
I realized I was wrong in that thinking because I remember my first crush was like in the second grade. Second grade, first grade, very
Mm.
innocent, but I remember like I thought a girl was cute. And I knew I always liked girls then. Right. So how young were you when you knew? And you knew for sure.
Um, that one's hard to say because I've always kind of doubt. I've always known I was different.
Right.
This is it. This whole section is going to sound so cliche, but it's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Especially if you hear people say this, like you see like for Valentine's Day, everyone's wanted to be like, oh, this is my crush, that's my
Right.
crush, but then knowing that was like, I don't like any of these girls, but I think all the boys are cute.
Mhm.
kind of sort of thing, and then being confused by that. So I've always have kind of known because of that. I didn't fully accept it until I was 17.
Okay. So you were
So
fighting it really all the way up until 17. Fighting it, or
yes,
were you fighting it, or just unsure?
I would say probably until about 13 I was unsure, and then I kind of knew, and I was like, well, maybe I'm bisexual.
I got you.
And yeah, I never stopped dating men. So I'm like, yep, I'm a big old homo.
Yep, this is what I like.
Did you
See, that's why I think it's important though, because I do think that curriculum thing. Do you think if all that was there when you were growing up, like this woke generation and what they're trying to do and what they're doing, do you think that would have helped the process growing up, because it would have been more naturalized, if that's even a word, but it would have been more natural. You would have seen it rather than make you feel some type of way if that's not what's around you at all?
So yes and no. Mainly solely because yes, I wish personally, me as someone growing up, I wish I had someone I could look to, someone who like during that it's okay and that you aren't weird in the way you are. So having that sense of normality instead of abnormality. Does that make sense? But
I totally agree with that, because me growing up Middle Eastern and Arab and not really seeing that around me, I always felt as an outcast. So that's why I can relate to that for sure.
yeah. And so it's definitely, I don't think, now here's where I say no, because with the whole woke movement, especially, you know, I love my girlies. And this, but there are some, it's like it's doing too much. Like, you know, like, yes, thank you for being an ally. Thank you for doing this and showing the representation. But now you're making it more than it needs to be. You know
think it's being a little forced?
I think
just a little bit. Like
the meaning behind it, I love, but the way I've been seeing people go for it and like execute it.
I got you.
And you're talking about the kind of support that you've been receiving, or that you like, is that
like,
no, I think he's talking about like maybe, well, I'll let you answer, but curriculum and stuff like that, or how it's being
like how we're trying to make it more
brought into mainstream.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I definitely sorry, I'm collecting my thoughts as I speak.
No, take your time, man. Take your time. It's cool.
Because like, okay, so the whole don't say gay thing in Florida, like if a kid is to ask you about gay things, I think it should definitely be a conversation to be had. I don't think you should be openly talking to children. I mean, do
you think it can confuse kids if it's out there? Because that was always my pushback. I honestly don't know. But live that life. Think it can confuse kids or no?
No.
Right. You like what you like. I don't think you're going to get confused about that. You naturally like what you like.
Exactly. Well, think of it like this. The main argument for everybody is, well, how am I going to explain to my kid why that man and that man's holding hands? And it's like, you don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
You know, that they ask mommy why, they'd be like, oh, because that's what two people do when they like each other, or if they're just being friendly.
Right. And that's it.
Is that so hard to explain? No.
Not at all.
So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I don't think, like, also I'm very much be open and have these conversations with your children, but I'm also about like let's
let them be kids. Let them be kids too. Let it just flow naturally, I guess.
Well, let it flow naturally. It doesn't all have to be at once. When they start coming to you with questions, be open, be honest, tell them what you know.
Clarke,
but
sorry. Do you want children? Do you want children?
Ooh, I struggle between that. Yes, I do, but no, I don't.
Okay, so say if you had children, or
real quick, real quick. Sorry, I want you to finish this, but we lost 19 children just a couple days ago, and I do want to address that because it is a crazy world, and this makes a lot of people not want children when you see things like this, because you just think of your heartbreaking. So why don't we take just a little moment of silence, and why don't we take time for the children? May they rest in peace, man. May they rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to think about. I mean,
Yeah.
just the families. But to get back to what
It
I was
almost
saying,
brought me to tears.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
I mean,
I didn't want to cut you off, but you brought it up, and
No.
when you asked that question, that's just been going around so much. And I've reached out to my cousin who lives in Texas. When I first heard the news, she has two kids in elementary school, and I just needed to make sure it wasn't where they live, you know. And I reached out to her, and she's like, "Man, I see why people wouldn't want kids. I could understand it, and it's
Yeah.
rough."
Absolutely.
It's hard for me to kind of go back to what I was saying, but
I apologize. You were asking him if he wants
way to
kids.
bring it.
yeah,
Way to bring it down, Alex.
Hey, it's just something I wanted to touch
No,
on.
it's all
because
good.
I'm not,
I know.
But
because as a podcast, we weren't trying to just jump on that and ride that wave and try to, I don't know, gain viewership off that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's more than that. So,
Yeah,
but I just
but
wanted to touch on it.
But Clarke,
No, of course.
do you, if you had a kid, right? Would you want, and would you want your kid? And I know it's not your choice; it's the kid's choice, right? But would you want your kid to be gay or to be straight?
Oh, that's a good question, and I've actually never really talked to anybody about this.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to have a kid, like right now at this day and age, I would want them to be straight, just for this day and age, just because society is still not all 100% together, especially to someone who has a gay father.
Mm-hmm.
And then, God forbid, they're a boy, because maybe they might get bullied worse. And this is honestly all coming from me. Time to get into trauma. This honestly all kind of stems from me being a child and what I went through being the gay person, let alone thinking about like what possibly my daughter or even son might have to go through just because they have a gay father. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're saying that kind of the pain that you went through growing up is, would be hard enough, let alone the hardships that your child may have to go through. Yeah, man, that's kind of profound, man. I've never really,
Yeah. Like you want the best for your child, and maybe in the future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, maybe depending on how things have progressed, but currently right now, no, especially with what Alex had brought up. And
you just always want the most simple life for your kid, regardless of what that is. I think any parent would just want their life or their kid's life to be as simple and easy as possible. But we all know life isn't always peaches and cream. It's gonna get sour. There's gonna be some lemons here and there.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, so that's currently where I kind of stand. Like I do, because it'd be fun. I would want daughters, actually, because I'm not trying to go to a sporting event. I can't pretend like I understand. I can't pretend like I'm a no soccer
Right. You played football though, haven't you? Don't you? You played football in high school, didn't you?
Clarke,
not high school. I played t-ball, soccer, and football.
Football in high school?
Not in high school.
Okay.
It was like
Pop
Warner?
Like
a city league.
Pop Warner kind of thing.
Okay,
city league. That's what it was called.
Oh, is it city league?
Kind of. Yeah, I was on the HB Dolphins.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I think it's just through, I don't know, like, because I didn't go to school in the area, but like, I don't, it's like you sign up with like a little clipboard thing, and then you go.
In high school, did you hang out with more females or more males? Like what was the crew?
That's assuming I had friends at the first half of high school. So more females.
And did that start at a young age, or is that kind of something that just kind of?
Oh, yeah. I've never had.
He's wearing Britney Spears.
It's a nice shirt
on his chest right here.
She looks good. Bitch. She looks damn good on that shirt too.
Britney,
look at
that. Bitch. She does. Yeah. Free Britney. Justice for Britney.
She's been freed.
Yeah,
She's got her
now
titties
she's
out on the
just
beach, running around
Yo,
and shit.
she's
Going
wilding
wild
out.
right now.
She's
It's
wilding
so
out. I
awesome
love it.
for
she's
her.
living her
Let her do her thing.
she's living her best life.
Yeah.
She looked damn good doing it.
I feel like girls and women love to have gay friends, right? Like, is that a thing, right? Do you have to shut down like a lot of bitches? You have to be like, look, bitch, you're not just because I'm gay doesn't make me like I don't have to be your friend. I'm not obliged.
So this is gonna sound really bad of me.
Yeah.
But if I'm not selling you something, if you're not buying me a drink in the bar or paying for my Uber home, I'm not entertaining you. You are gonna get this. But when I used to work in like Sephora and when I worked in cosmetic retail, I had to have the gay best friend persona because it's what made me the most
It's
sales
just your
because
brand.
girls love it. They
Yeah.
eat it up.
I believe it.
And then have you ever heard about the time at Legends, Alex, with me and Alexis?
So why don't you guys
Possibly.
explain like
Possibly
how you guys know each other, right?
Oh,
Clarke.
okay. So my best friend, the one who I met in high school, Alexis, is married to Alex. So Alexis is like a sister to me, which makes Alex kind of like my brother-in-law.
You gave a speech at our wedding, right? And how did you approach Alexis? You told everyone what the icebreaker was. Do you remember, or were you just making shit up? Because I remember.
I started panicking because I was just so nervous.
According to your story, you went up to her and you said, "Do you like Gaga?"
Oh yes, Alexis came up to me in class and went, "So, you're like gay, yeah?" I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "So does that mean you like Gaga?"
What did you say?
I said, "Of course."
Does that mean you like?
And the rest is history.
Why is that? I mean, that seems like a stereotype, though. Like, if you're gay, you must love Lady Gaga. Why?
Oh, it's absolutely a stereotype. But
is Lady
what's
Gaga
funny is
like she?
Oh yeah, she's like a gay icon.
She plays to that. I mean, she plays to everyone, but she.
So if you had
that's
to,
her thing.
If you
that's
had
like
to,
her thing. People know
the
that.
LGBTQIA. If you had to give her a letter, what would she fall under?
Gaga.
G.
Well,
sorry.
Those four. She gets her own acronym.
I know previously when she first came out, she identified as bisexual. Like her song "Poker Face" is about having sex with a man but thinking about a girl.
Whoa!
Because you can't see her poker face.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, you just blew my mind, bro.
Yes.
Oh, did you know that song "Relax, Get to It" when you about to?
It's about masturbation.
That song's about having gay sex. Actually,
sounds like it.
When
I thought it was about
come? Yeah, it's like something about coming.
I thought it was about jacking off.
Something about coming with a dude or something like that.
See it.
Yeah. Anyway, but
I mean, hey, don't knock it till you tried it. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah, Alex.
Hey, so growing up, man, you said you weren't sure until 17, right? Who helped you in that time? Was there any celebrity or role model or anybody that you identified with that gave you either courage to do it or acceptance of it?
When was the first time you kissed another boy?
Okay, so what had made me like come to realize it is so I was a little emo boy in high school. I was a scene kid, and you're highly involved on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's just like going into like all these little old emo group like Stickum or OMG Pop, like all these things. Old. And
I was gonna say like Yahoo Chat. You're like,
Yahoo Chat.
I mean,
AIM.
I mean, so from there,
AOL.
like you would only AIM and AOL people you met on Omegle. Oh my god, it was basically I was left to my own devices and having to find the support and community that I needed because I grew up in like there's one other gay person in my family, but I rarely see them, only at like random family functions. So only being the gay person in my family and having to discover this all on my own and then coming from like a religious background as well.
Right. Are you a
So
religious person?
not anymore, no.
Not anymore. You are like in the mystics though, I would say, right? Like
Yeah, I would consider myself more spiritualistic.
I get that.
I'm love and light and might cut a bitch. That's my motto.
I got you.
But
Like you got
because
crystals and plants and
I
psychic
talk to the
stuff.
tree.
You believe in
Yeah,
God?
I'm do my full. I believe in someone. Who's to say? Solely because after I had left Christianity, I was like, well, there's got to be something, and I obviously knew about like Judaism and Muslim. So I was like, let's go through and like learn about these,
Right.
like who basically trying to figure out like who's right, whose stuff adds up in a
Or
sense.
similarities too.
And come to find out, if you read old translations of it without like all the nonsense, all of these holy scriptures kind of have the same message in a sense.
Mhm.
And so I kind of look at religion as like nobody's wrong in what they believe, and you can't judge someone for what they believe. So if they believe they're being a good person and doing what they need to do, then that's who
Preach.
they are.
Preach.
So
Yeah.
and each religion has basically the same message.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of see all
Right.
religion as one.
Yeah,
Right.
religions are kind of like languages, you know, like you could say I love you in Spanish and French, and they sound different, you know, in Spanish, and they sound different in French, but, you know, they're the same fucking thing. The message is the same, you know?
It all comes down to like be a good person to people, right? God is love. Like we talked about it and just
Exactly.
that love frequency. That's why I don't agree with any church or any religion that condemns being gay or bisexual,
Oh,
lesbian, or
absolutely.
anything, because God is love. And if you lose sight of that message, then
Oh,
you're just you're not getting the message.
I totally
you know?
forgot that's a thing. You know, I fucking totally forgot and that's got to be hard.
Westboro.
Hmm?
Oh, especially Westboro. They go to Pride
Oh,
every year,
right.
and it's my favorite to taunt them.
The Westboro Baptist
because-
Church, right? The people with the signs, they hold the signs that say like, God, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Show up to your funeral,
Right.
kind of people.
Yeah, that's
You know, they
Um,
should be looking in the mirror, because that's how I feel about those
Well,
people. Honestly,
they're
And what
they give
what's so funny is
spirituality
they
such
just
bad.
well that and they themselves are just so contradicting.
Mhm.
Like this guy wanted to have it came off that he wanted to have a conversation, and I will have a conversation with anybody if you want to be rational and speak normally to people. Don't demean me. Like let's hear each other out.
Yep, respect.
That's who I am.
it's
So-
actually a very small group of people though, you know, like so that it's
Yeah.
like a little family. It's a family that they just go to all these events and they
Let him
get.
finish. Let him finish.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
A family,
Go
a
ahead.
cult, potato.
Right. Right. They're pieces of shit. Right.
I mean, you can't help them because that's how they were raised. So I don't waste my time or energy. Like, sure, it's annoying, but I pay no bitches who don't pay if they're not paying your bills, pay them bitches, don't mind, kind of sort of thing. Like, it's annoying, but I was trying to have a conversation with this guy, and I'm like, so I want to see your point of view. Go on, let me know.
Right.
And he just kept saying, well, I used to be like you, and I would do all these things, and I would do all this and all that. And I'm like, okay. He goes, and then I found God. I'm like, well, you know, I was like, good for you. Like, God bless.
Right.
Whatever.
Everyone's their own path. If that's what is going to make you feel better at the end of the day and sleep better, then do it.
Yeah. But then he started getting demeaning and was like, and you already know my temper.
Right.
In a sense, especially if you want to get ignorant. And he just kept saying, well, someone must have touched you. Was it your dad? Was it this? And I'm like, I'm like, you know where my buttons are.
Yeah. See, he's just way off on that one, right? Because that's like saying like you had to be traumatized to be the way you are, and it's not natural to be the way you are.
Exactly. Like, so I told him very kindly, and I said, hey, when you go home tonight and touch yourself, I hope you think of this face. And
the Galian.
The Galian, and I was like pure Galian era too. So I was looking like a real circus show. And and he just kept
came very modest
me.
today. You came very modest. For those looking at YouTube, I was expecting you in a full face or something going on, glittered out as well.
What's Galen?
No.
Maybe some tipped wings.
Oh. Alien, it's like this. So I went through this phase with my makeup where I wanted to not conform in a sense to normal beauty standards because everybody was doing the same look. And then being a makeup artist, especially in Sephora, everybody wants all the same looks. So to me, it's kind of limiting to your creativity because people see something on the internet and they want to do it, or they don't want to play because they don't like the way it doesn't look trendy. So why follow the trend when you can be your own?
It's coloring outside the lines, in a sense, you know.
Exactly.
Trailblazer.
So I would like smudge my lipstick. I would wear like I would do graphic liner on me and just make myself look crazy. And because it was the way I was like, in a sense, me personally felt I was rebelling against trend makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I'm always down for the rebels. Always down.
Yeah.
It's the counterculture.
So you also, do you do drag? You do drag, right? I'm lying like I don't know the answer.
Used to.
Oh, wow.
I'm currently going through I want to redo my drag character and kind of.
Are you gonna rename her? Can you tell the world who your drag alias is?
So my previous drag alias was Dahlia Rose. Because the Black Dahlia rose back from the life. I was supposed to be like some 80s dead hooker, whatever, even though the Black Dahlia is very 1950s, 40s.
We won't tell them that.
No. But that I kind of realized that I was a part of a toxic drag family, and I was trying to make that character into who they wanted versus the character I wanted. So rebranding and coming out with Chelsea Grimm.
Chelsea Grimm, I like that though.
Was that a great reveal right now? Is that a Capture Culture podcast exclusive?
It is the Capture Culture exclusive. Heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Honored.
I think I remember when I was first hanging out with you guys, Alexis and all you guys, and you were like popping the trunk, or we were getting in your car to go somewhere. You were driving because you're always the DD most of the time, right?
Most of the time,
just always looking out for all the girls. But they like warned me. They're like, just so you know, Clarke does this. Don't be like thrown off. He might have some wigs and dresses and body parts or like stuff in the car. Don't be creeped out. And I was like, okay, all right. You go.
Yeah, it's true.
Dahlia Rose. She was homeless. She was living in the car. Dahlia Rose was a broke bitch. That's why you had to put her down.
Oh my gosh. No, Dahlia Rose. So I was going to get rid of her and I just couldn't part with it yet. So I had her like neatly tacked in a trunk because I wanted to give her a proper burial, you know? She did.
I thought she was behind Adam. I thought that glowing mannequin looking thing was Dahlia Rose right there for a second. I thought he bought it off you.
Oh, no, that's Regina. That's Regina. She watches me.
Regina?
You know.
Who's Regina?
I don't even like to wear pants most of the time. How is it dressing in that? Like that's got to be uncomfortable, man. I'd be sweating.
Very uncomfortable.
Heels, like holy shit. You wearing heels? I'd imagine.
Oh, tall heels too. 7-inch platform stilettos.
God damn. You can't fit that.
And then I would.
And now, right? How tall are you?
6 foot.
Dude.
There you go.
So.
That's skill, I guess. You know, like that's got to be a workout on your calves, right?
Roll my ankles. Gotta be so bad. Oh my.
Dude, I was a big bitch too. I'm built like a linebacker in drag, trying to be like all beautiful and like woman pass.
So I mean, so earlier you mentioned a drag family, and that kind of caught my attention. Like, what is like a drag family? Is that like a troupe, like a burlesque troupe kind of thing?
Okay, so this kind of ties back to Stonewall eras in a sense. Give or take a few years. So in all over, like highly unacceptable to be gay or queer, you generally got thrown out of your house and you had nowhere to go. So instead of being homeless, someone had a family. Like there was a designated drag mom, and it's all like a place where queer children who didn't have a home had a home. in a sense. And then they would enter balls and pageants, which is a whole other opera. We're gonna have to plug a few movies for that. So drag family is kind of like your group, your tribe, the people who support you and uplift you, even if you have no one else.
Cool. So it's like almost
In a sense,
like a coven almost kind of thing, where you're
yeah,
all right.
yeah, exactly.
Is it hard to come out to your family when you did?
My dad's
Because
family. My dad's family.
And is that the religious side?
Yes. Well, my mom's side is religious as well, but a lot of, I would say, my morals come from them, because it's very much like, I'm not wrong, you're not wrong, we're gonna believe what we fucking believe. Let's just have a good time. Like, why have all the drama? But my dad's family is the more religious side, they're a little more don't want to say uptight, but
I got you. You could just feel,
cookie cutter.
You could feel when people are just maybe just weird around you in general, or looking or staring.
Exactly. So I'm just very, like, when I'm around them, I'm very, hi, how are you?
I got you. You got to tone it down.
I like to keep it. Yeah. But I like to wild it out on my family Facebook.
Right.
Like, they see all this crazy shit I'm posting, and then I show up and I'm like, hello, how are we doing today?
Right. So you got it. Yeah. So your parents they were cool. I know you have a great relationship with them now, at least.
Oh yeah.
Was it always that way?
Yeah, definitely. With my mom, yeah, definitely. My dad, he still kind of has trouble with me wearing makeup. Like, they don't even know I do drag, in a sense.
Okay.
Because my dad is still trying to understand it, so I want to give him
piece by piece.
Like, whatever, in a sense, because they come from a different generation. And that's something that a lot of people have issues with, but especially for me, like, people have issues with me wanting to be this way, but it's like, they come from a different generation. They have to learn, especially me being the only gay person in my family. He's got to adjust, and I have to give him that time to adjust. Like, sure, does it suck? Is it like, fuck? But
I give you mad props though, man, because I hear wisdom when you talk. There's an understanding, and you understand other people. And there was a time in my life where I had to approach my dad about the way I was raised as well, and it wasn't easy. But what made me do it, and what made me forgive him for anything, is I just understood where he was coming from and how he grew up in a whole other continent. You know what I mean? He grew up in Jordan. He was raised a certain way, super strict.
Yeah, exactly.
Very traditional. He didn't know no better when it came to raising me. My dad's a great man. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has their issues sometimes growing up, and
exactly.
But when I came to that, exactly, you just got to see where people come from, and you got to try to understand them, and it makes the whole situation easier, I think. Just when trying to understand anybody, and when really trying to get along, you want to try to put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing I will not have time for is if you're willfully ignorant, or if you're just a complete shit human being. That I will not have patience for.
And they're out there, man. They are fucking.
Oh, they are. They absolutely are. But with like you can always tell who's genuine and who's not genuine about certain things. So
I got an ignorant question. I got an ignorant question for you. Maybe it's not, but I really just want to know. Is it fair to ask in a gay relationship who's the man and who's the woman? Or is that just fucking stupid of me to ask that? But are there roles of, I don't know, is there any kind of dynamic like that?
So essentially it's like, if I hear that, if I'm gonna have to hear it, I would rather hear who's the top or who's the bottom. Like,
okay, I have that in my questions here.
Yeah, I will give you a sassy remark, because.
So that is a stupid question to ask. So people out there, don't ask that question. That's dumb.
Yeah. Well, not that it's dumb, but it's kind of like,
Really, really, dude.
I got a couple
You don't.
questions.
Hold on, real quick. In that top bottom dynamic, does someone have to be one thing all the time?
No, you be
Okay.
you be whatever you. I personally feel that. I don't know if I can personally have this on the internet. What I want.
Hey,
It's
we
that,
push the boundaries here.
you
We
know,
push the boundaries.
you get in where you fit in. Like why? Like why? If you had,
Right.
if you were at a
As Bruce
buffet,
Lee would say, be like water.
exactly. Like if you go to a
Be
buffet,
like
do
water.
you only go for like the roast beef, or do you want to try the omelet? Do you want like why stick to one when you've got a buffet? That's my personal opinion, but
Got it.
Very, very
Got it.
wise. Clarke,
thank you. Just get in where
um,
you fit in.
Clarke, something that fascinates me is glory holes. You know, just the idea, just the idea of a glory
Uh-huh.
hole is fascinating. You know, it's.
Mine
I
can't
mean, there's
fit in
two
a glory
sides.
hole,
Wait a
so
minute.
I don't even care about
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. There's two sides of a glory hole, right? There's a side as the the enterer, you know, where you enter this mystery, you know, like you're putting your member.
Are you the glory or
Well,
are you
Yeah,
there's this mysterious, like
the
anything
glory,
can
not the
happen
whole.
when you put anything can happen when you put it in there, and then there's the other side, where's the receiving end, you know what I'm saying, which is another kind of
Yeah.
magical, I would assume, side.
Mhm.
What's your
I
what's your
mean,
take on
again,
it? Is that something that
the fuck?
is that like beyond the
I mean, is that beyond the scope, Amber Heard? No, I'm
is
kidding.
that something that you're not into that type of stuff,
Be-
or um
No, like, don't get me wrong. Everyone's got their little
mhm,
kicks or whatever. That one's not for me
mhm.
personally. I understand why people like it.
Right.
I really think
Like,
we
ooh,
should
it's that
ask Adam. I
thrill.
think Adam has the answer. Adam,
Yeah,
What?
you tell us,
What are you
Adam,
Adam.
saying, sir?
rebuttal.
Well, I actually used to
Would
work
you
at
rather
this. Well,
would you rather be the glory, or would you rather be the whole?
well, you know what? I that's why it's fascinating to me, man. I wouldn't be either, but just the fact that it's such like a. I guess like for the guy on the one side, you know, I guess is he hoping that it might be a female on the other side, or is it just like the
Um,
I don't know.
I think he's rolling that dice, letting it go, man. I don't really
That's
think.
I mean
I think if you're
mean,
brave enough to put it in, put the glory into the hole.
I
I used
mean,
to work at
you're
a
I mean, you're putting it in a hole. You don't see the face. You clearly don't care who's behind it. That's my opinion. Like,
What's that movie
you
where
don't
the
care
girl
who's
gets down,
behind it.
puts it?
Oh,
I think it's Christina Applegate. She puts
yeah.
someone puts their eye. They look through the hole and they
Cameron
get a dick
Diaz.
right in their eye.
I think that
Cameron,
was a scary
me,
movie. Right? That was
you
scary.
will always know that's I
It's
forget.
something else. It's
Do you
it's
like
some
the
Cameron Diaz movie,
colada?
right?
You will find me and Alexis quoting that movie frequently. What is it? It's
You
something
just say,
beautiful.
hold up, real quick. You just reminded me. Clarke is so funny, dude. Clarke is one of those dudes. If you're sitting in the car and you're flipping radio stations or you're skipping songs, Clarke sings along to every single song that's on the radio. I don't know how he does it. He knows all the lyrics. All the lyrics. I can listen to a song 20 times. I don't know why I don't pick up on lyrics sometimes. I don't know how you do it, dude.
I don't know. I do mess up a lot though, and I'm just like, oh, who can tell?
Do you
Yeah, I mess up
do you do the like the fake like you pretend you're still saying the lyrics but you're really not, you just kind of mouth like you're saying the lyrics just in case anyone's watching you, like blah, blah, blah.
I'll do if I don't know more, I'll like do the instrumental because in my opinion, learning an instrumental is way easier than learning the words, and that's kind of how I think if you want to learn a song, you should like get the like for example, Ariana Grande break up with your girlfriend. and then you like jump in with the words you know, but it still sounds like you're with it on beat.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
So how do you? Sorry, Clarke. With the instrumental, what do you do? Like
I mesmerize the instrumental first.
you memorize the instrumental,
So that way, yeah.
and then but
then-
on not on the instrument, on your throat,
What are you
like
doing?
you humming it.
Doing there?
You know, like when you say you memorize it.
humming.
Uh-huh.
What are you listening to nowadays, Clarke?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what you're trying to say, Adam. I'm
Let
sorry.
me.
What have you been bumping?
Hold up.
So
I know you like a lot of Marilyn Manson.
I
That freaks me out. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
used
Like
to.
Marilyn Manson, I could understand his artistry, but when I hear it, I just get freaked out, dude. I'm paranoid. Like I just get paranoid.
he does have good music.
I love Marilyn Manson.
But I don't keep up with him any. Like I kind of go through. I like to say evolutions of music in a way, because to me it's like, personally, if you were to think back, do you remember what song was out to kind of pinpoint the year you were?
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
sure. With certain songs, I could tell you exactly where I was in life for sure. Did you
so-
see him? Did you see him on stage with
Johnny Depp.
Kanye?
Oh,
With Kanye? No, I don't follow Kanye.
When Kanye was doing all his like music releases and his like preview shows, his listening parties, he made a set, and I tuned in, and Kanye is really preachy. Everybody knows this, right? Donda, there's a lot of spirituality, religious stuff in it, and there was Marilyn Manson on stage with him. Like it was the weirdest thing. Like Marilyn Manson was up
I think
there.
Marilyn Manson was getting charged for he was getting some.
He is right now.
Well, like the other day, I just saw him on Instagram with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp playing guitar, and they're singing, and he's singing "Beautiful People," and it was an awesome little clip. Man, I thought it was pretty dope. You know, like just with Johnny Depp, everything that he's going through right now with the.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of contradictory to make Marilyn Manson your godfather? Like he's a godfather.
No, I mean they're. I mean it's Hollywood people. What?
Right?
Did you
I don't
know?
I mean, he doesn't either believe in God or I don't know. I'm just saying, like, he's very dark. He once said everyone in heaven are assholes, right?
I think he believes in God.
To be a godfather,
for one to be so angry at God, he's got to believe in God. You know, so it's.
I can see that.
Fun fact: his name technically isn't Marilyn Manson, or it's never been like an identity. Marilyn Manson is the name of the band that it is, and he's just the singer of Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
What's his name?
But
Did not know.
fun fact.
Did not know that.
Well, what's his name though?
But Frank something.
That's not his name.
Frank.
No, yeah, it's like Frank something.
Frankie boy. Clarke, you remember that one time? I think it was New Year's where
Which one?
I placed a little wager. I told you if you could flip Adam tonight.
Yeah.
How much money did I offer you?
Like $500.
$500. All right.
Right?
I thought it was like $50.
To be honest, yeah.
$500?
Probably could have been. It probably should have been because I thought I was gonna lose the wager.
Wow, bro.
No, I was.
I just fuck around, but I really did. I placed like a $500 bet. Clarke didn't really know you. Clarke didn't really know you at the time.
We had hung out a few times
I was just
at that point. No, wait a minute. We've hung out a few times.
Yeah.
I had definitely known who Clarke was.
Maybe not.
And that night, if you don't remember, I got kind of freaked out and I went and I slept in my car. And I was like, whatever. This is
no, that's not what you did.
I did.
You went. You put
your glory in the hole.
What happened?
You went hooked up with Samantha.
That was a different night.
Damn.
Was that?
No, that was New Year's.
Okay, well.
That was absolutely New Year's because that was when Samantha was in town.
You're right. Well,
so
I guess like you.
I remember 2018.
So was that the only night that he put up that wager, or were there
that
other
was
nights?
the only? No, that was the only night.
I got to hold on.
And let me tell you what, I put little to no effort in it because I had other things on my agenda. I was like I'm gonna party. I don't give a fuck. Ain't here for no man.
Yeah,
I'm here
that's
for
unfortunately,
myself.
man. Like I feel like you treat me like your entertainment, Alex. You know, like that's not fair. You know, as a friend, I'd never do that to you. By the way, bro, I'd never treat you like that. You know, I never put a
No, well,
wager on.
we are each other's entertainment. We're friends. I mean, we're not going to sit around and be
I know.
bored
I
all
just
the
want you to
time.
feel
But
guilty for
yeah, but you know,
exploiting my innocence. You know,
the only
and
reason why I didn't
Listen.
feel guilty is because I didn't know Clarke was really. I knew Clarke, one, was not really going to go for it like that, and two, I knew you weren't going to go for it like that. So it was me just really being stupid about
five
it.
hundred
But
bucks.
in the random chance
$500,
that
dude.
in the random chance that it happened,
Here's the thing: is
it
like,
would have been
He was
very revealing.
he
It
was
was
a
it was New
98%
Year's.
sure it wasn't gonna happen.
thank you, Clark.
Exactly.
I mean,
Sometimes I like, life. I want life to keep surprising me, man. Because then it
I,
could just get stagnant and boring.
what about
So I guess I
I
was
what
mean,
just
about you,
like,
Alex?
hey, maybe life
You know,
was.
is it something that you've explored? Is that how do you know? Like Clark said, don't knock it till you try it. Have you tried it yet?
No, I've never tried it. Never
Why
tried it.
not?
But you know what? I've never tried though. Even is I've never even gone to a gay bar though.
I've
I
gone to a
know
gay
plenty
bar.
of
I
people
used to
who.
work at a gay
Yeah.
oh,
porn store. You know, like I used to in Hawaii. You know,
oh,
I used to work at a. It was.
Alex, you have never been fucked up until you've been to a gay bar. Let me
Yeah.
tell you
I've been
what,
to a
I've
gay
never
bar.
been.
you
You
would
know,
I've been to
never.
gay bars, dude.
we should make it happen sometime.
I've been.
There is a thing. There is a thing called the gay bar port, a GBP.
Uh,
Knock your ass out. We.
See, I'm a,
I think that's just called Roofalin.
It's no, no. It's
just,
people. That's why everyone's so shocked. Like everyone's like, "Oh, let's go get a drink after work," and I'm getting an adios, and they're like, and I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
Adios,
I mean, at this
motherfucker.
but
point,
this is
I
just my
already feel.
baseline at this point."
I already feel like my partying days are kind of. I'm already an old man, so it's kind of. I mean, I just got a lot of white in my beard nowadays, but
Hey,
Yeah,
it's all mentality, man. Age is a mentality, and it's in your heart.
like I definitely have calmed down a lot. Like I'm not going out every weekend just because of it now. Like to me, it's like this is going to be like a treat me kind of thing. Like
Right.
there's a time and a place for it. But
They say everything's good in moderation. That's what they say.
exactly that. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Not capture culture podcast though. You listen to that shit
No.
every day,
Mhm.
all day,
not every day. Just once a
Mhm.
week.
No moderation.
Just once a
Yeah,
week.
no, you get sick.
Every
Of
day,
it.
In moderation.
every day, every day.
You get sick. Of it for sure.
Balance with every other podcast. So, like,
Tell us
with
about
people
this.
of color.
Tell us about the ballroom, man. Yeah, let us know about
with
that.
the
drag family.
with the drag family, right? Now this history that you're kind of telling us about, is this something that like is passed down? Like, how did you learn about this? Like, there's no class that I'm sure that you go to where it's like gay history 101, but like, or like,
Mhm.
how did you, how did you discover like about Stonewall and stuff like that? Where was your first exposure to that type of the history of it?
My first exposure was actually through kind of slightly. It was this friend I had in theater who was openly gay and that I kind of admired, and um, just kind of like going over like history facts and kind of like told me. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then I didn't give it much thought until later on in life, and I was like, let's look into it. And then, of course, when you're finally in the gay community, you meet like the elders of the community, and they kind of pass on the story. Well, and then there's also plenty of documentaries now too. So the documentaries kind of like fill in the gaps and like more reasoning to what had happened.
Was it easy to get into drag, or like did you contemplate it? Did you research what you need to do, or
I in a sense I research. I've always been fascinated by it. But and it wasn't until I kind of found my family in a sense to where they gave me enough confidence to want to try it. And I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna go to the bar and like hang out and drag, why not? Well, at the bar there happened to be a contest that night, and the host was like, oh honey, are you here for the show? I was like, no. And she went, you are now, go backstage. And I was like, oh, okay.
you got trial by fire just thrown into it?
Yeah, and in the pageant I came in fourth out of 10 girls, being a
Damn.
newbie. So I was like, oh, okay.
How is that like looking at yourself for the first time in the mirror, drag?
Oh, horrible. especially like if it's your because so the drag body without the costume, because it's basically you.
Right. Are you like molding, forming?
Yeah.
Is it something that you're doing?
Corsetting.
Is it something that you're doing alone, or is it something that you're doing like with a friend, or like when the
Need
first
help
time you
with a
dress?
friend? You can like, I mean, there's definitely different things you could do it for. There's a difference between transsexual and transvestite and a drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
Drag queens are more so you're dressing up for. So drag is like more of a political statement in a sense. It's also been found to be used in history throughout the years, but getting in drag, you're breaking social norms. You're kind of creating this character that maybe your normal self would not. Like, I would not say half or do half the shit that Dahlia used to do. Like, I think about it and I'll joke about it, but
well, I would imagine you feel like you are Dahlia. You are Dahlia. You transform, right? When it's just like anybody putting on a suit. If I put on a suit, I'm gonna feel like a businessman, James Bond type shit. Like,
exactly,
it just gives you a different confidence. So when you're in that, like, you become
exactly. So it's definitely okay. So I guess it's more like empowering when you first get into drag and look at yourself, because it's like, wow, I can shapeshift. Oh,
right.
So
like, I mean, in life, sometimes it's hard to just be comfortable in your own skin. Like, it takes, I think it just takes a while sometimes for people to be comfortable in their own skin. How long did it take you to be comfortable wearing drag, where you were that bitch, where you were that queen, where you had your confidence? And do you change your voice when you do it? I'm curious. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you have.
I never.
Right? No, or
no, some queens don't. I never thought I used to, but my drag sister had told me, girl, you try and sound so fish. I'm like, what are you talking? and they're like, you just get a little more like, oh, hi, how are you? Like a little more breathy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Are you attracted to other people in drag?
Yeah. Why not? So,
you ever done it? Have you ever done it in drag?
Well, it's just kind of because isn't it kind of
so
Dahlia
Rose? You've never had sex as Dahlia Rose. Well,
nope.
Would you ever? Or you keep that separate? You keep that
separate. Drag is uncomfortable. It is not. If you can do it, kudos, because I cannot.
Who would make a better drag queen, me or Alex?
You got the long hair already.
Yeah, but it's wigs too, bro.
Depends.
You got a wig.
It depends because you both have facial hair, so it's hard to kind of like
hide the facial hair.
Go based on yeah. But
you got to answer.
I don't know, both of you, depending on how you could work it.
I could not work it. I'll tell you right now. I would roll both my ankles, torn ligaments. I would tear an ACL just trying to walk around. Alexis put makeup on me one time for like Halloween makeup. I sweat that shit right off. I run hot all the time. I couldn't do it.
All the time.
I literally could not do it. I could not do it.
Hey, you learn the tips and tricks to work around it because I run hot as well.
I would need an ass shaper because I always say I got a gluteus minimus. I do not have a gluteus maximus.
No, always need a shaper. You always need a shaper.
If I did drag, I would want to learn how to like pop it on a handstand and shit. I would want to learn how to make it clap. If I did drag, I would want to make it clap. You know what I mean? I put Busta Rhymes on. That would be my dance song when I came out. Just make it clap.
You want to be a stunt queen?
The stunt queen, that's like the girls that do the splits, right? Like do the
splits, the death drops.
Adam says I'm competitive. If I did drag, I'd want to be the best queen. I'd be walking around like Yas queen. Eat.
Oh my
Alex,
God.
What would your drag name be?
Shit, man. My drag name. Mm-hmm. It would be like a phrase. It'd be gag on this drag or something like that. I don't know.
Oh my God. I used to know this one queen. Her name was No,
what
you
movie or
could.
show they're like, I'm a pimp named like Get Back or something like that. I would be
Oh my God.
gag on this drag.
No, there are people with like phrases for their names. There's
Right.
this one queen, her name's Bitch on Arrival.
That's a good one. That's a good
Or
one.
there's
Bitch on
Karen
Arrival.
from Finance.
Damn. You ever get jealous of the
Yeah.
names?
Oh yeah, some of them were so fucking creative. Like my one friend, her name was Eucalyptus Labia. I'm like, bit yes, I get jealous. I'm like, why did
Eucalyptus
I
labia.
think of that?
Imagine that, Miss Labia.
It's so
I'm
right.
picturing like a drag version of Poison Ivy or something from Batman. Like,
Oh,
just decked
absolutely,
out,
just
great
pussy.
shit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, are you going to the drawing board when you're turning into Chelsea Grim? Did I remember that correctly?
Oh yeah.
Your new drag. How did you come up with the name? How did you come up with the name? Because I know you're still putting the character together. How did you come up with the name?
Oh shit. Sorry.
Good.
I came up with it basically because of a Chelsea grin. It's like back in the day, like the Black Dahlia had a smile cut into her face. So
Okay.
it became,
Okay. So there are remnants of Dahlia still in Chelsea Grim.
wait, what happened?
Yeah, your mic, your headphones.
Oh,
are
I think
turned
my
off.
AirPods died.
Oh.
It's all good. I mean, do you have you could turn it off, and I think it should be able to work.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
there you
Here we
go.
Okay. Oh shit. Hold on, where's my charger bag? Damn it. Okay. What was the question again?
Chelsea Grim.
How'd you come up with Chelsea Grim?
Oh yeah. So Chelsea grin because it comes from the term Chelsea grin, and it's just someone would cut a smile into your face and then beat the shit out of you, and as you screamed, it would rip your face open.
Oh,
And
dang.
then
Dark.
Where's this from?
yeah,
A Chelsea Grin, like
it's just
Chelsea
like-
as in Chelsea in Britain or something, or England, wherever.
yeah.
Chelsea.
And then there's it's also known as the Glasgow smile because it came from Glasgow, England, or
So
Scotland.
Glasgow? Did you say Glasgow or
Yeah,
Glasgow?
Glasgow.
Do drag families have beef?
Oh, absolute. Oh my God, absolutely. So my drag family's from Bakersfield, and I was at the bar called Casablanca, and I had seen this poor girl get dragged off of stage during her number and got the shit beat out of her.
Oh shit! Stomped
And
out.
and then her family came up, and then the mace got pulled, and everyone had to leave the club so it could air out. And I'm like, is this what happens in the valley, in Central Valley? Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
And you're getting stomped out with some heels and some
Oh,
boots.
yeah.
I'd imagine some
Oh, absolutely.
serious shit.
And hairspray, just everything they can pull. Oh my God. It was bad.
Dude,
It was bad. There's beef.
Like, do you hook up with like your trans sister, or I'm sorry, not fucking, what-
with my drag
yes,
sister?
yes, sorry, my bad. Fucking, I forgot what.
No, and my drag family, it was a very firm rule that there will be no hooking
That's
up
like-
within the family.
Incest. That's
Well,
incest.
not technically, right?
It's-
But like, well, just
Well, if they're calling themselves family, it's a
Well-
family. I would imagine you really you're in that. It's part of your family.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
drag mom and the drag dad don't fucking, you know.
Oh well, that could be different,
Right.
I guess. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
it's drag. Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, it does happen, but it's not like you're not going to get shamed for it, whatever, because everyone knows you're not really brother and sister. But it's kind of just like it's just a way to make fun of, like, just to talk shit.
So you're changing your
Right.
character, but are you still in the same family? You're not switching families. You're not.
No,
Or are
I'm
you
no
out?
longer.
You
I'm out
you're out.
because it was in specifically my drag mom. Like, I still talk to my drag aunt and like my drag cousins, but I don't talk to my drag mom because
And they really
True.
have roles like that within a family. Drag aunt, drag mom.
yeah, exactly. Like I've got a drag great grandmother.
Really? Shit. Are they everyone's great grandmother, or are they like assigned to you, like they're your great grandmother?
It's to everybody.
Buddy, okay.
So like my mother was Masca, which means my grandmother was Diamond, and then it's Priscilla after Diamond.
It's almost like being anointed,
and then there's
kind of thing where,
yeah.
like a coven.
Do you have to get voted in? Seriously, like if you have a friend or somebody that wants to join, do people have to come to a consensus? And
it's whoever is running the family at that point.
Okay.
So
have they turned people down?
If you were like a vampire, right, and say like you brought Alex into your, could you bring Alex into the family? You know what I'm saying? And Alex wanted to do drag, you know, could you bring Alex in? You know, like, and just be like, he's the new chosen one, you know, kind of thing.
Where's the vampire?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's like a coven,
basically,
you know,
like
the same rules, kind of thing.
Yeah, like basically, if I'm the head of the family, I don't care what anybody else thinks. You will get along. You will not fucking make us look bad in public. So this is Alex. That's his name. Get to know him. Whatever. Have fun. I'll be back.
Are they like fraternities and sororities? Do these families have like history? Do they have like a have they been around for like a long time?
Since
some of them and
Stonewall, right? Since those days, since the 60s, that's where it started, right? Like, so there's a history, a lineage kind of thing of
kind of like around that time era. I don't know exactly when it started, but both of them are around the same time era in a sense.
Okay.
But yeah, it kind of goes back, and currently on Legendary on HBO, it's the oldest drag family, which is House of LaBeija. So
okay,
and I'm like, ooh, got the.
Do people seek out certain families and try to get accepted, or is it a natural thing? It's who you meet in life, or do you really try to like right now? I guess, are you a free agent? You're a free agent.
Yeah, basically.
Are you going to start your own family, or are you going to join one? You should start your own, dude.
I'll have yeah, probably that'd be fun.
That'd be sick. You should start recruiting. Adam, get Adam.
I got these eyelashes for days, you know.
He was curious. No, but that would be dope, bro. You should put a family together.
Yo, you're fucking.
It would be fun. I used to. I have
put a
one
family together.
Why am I tripping? I actually have.
Why is that tripping?
I have one gay child.
Do you have a gay child?
I do have
so
a gay
like
child.
You anointed him, right? So and then you teach him the history and shit like that, and it's like I get it, you know.
Yeah, and like show him the ropes and like kind of show him what it is to be, because he was a very younger gay and doing a lot of stupid shit that I had been doing when I was his age, and I was like, baby,
let me teach you.
We don't have to be. We don't have to be doing all that. If you're gonna do it, let's do it the right way, kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, kind of just being that role model for someone who may have not been exposed to it, and kind of just going through what they think they should be doing in a way.
Do you have to be in a family?
No, you don't have to.
I'm sure there's plenty of lone wolves out there just going around sucking dick.
Right.
You know, just be like, let me get.
Yeah.
You know.
Like,
is it hard?
Like you definitely have.
If I was gay, I'd be.
What would you be doing if you were gay?
Just, you know, all the time.
You'd be at the glory.
I'd be like in fucking. I'd be in the bathhouses and fucking be like, let's 4 dicks, you know, let's fucking 5 dicks, you know, like let's go, you know.
You would have invented Grindr long before Grindr.
Oh my god, Grindr.
You know, that's I don't know.
But back to the ballroom. So is ballroom? What is that? That's different than just a drag competition or a drag show? What is the ballroom?
So ballroom is like the OG. It's more so for like the people of color who got, because back in the day, drag pageants were such a thing, but there was a lot of racism within it. And Crystal LaBeija kind of stood up and spoke out against it. And you can see that on The Queen, which is a really good documentary on drag pageants. And then kind of fast forwarding, you can go to Paris is Burning, and that's kind of the legacy it led into, where it's, in a sense, having pageants with your own categories where you're judged by judges, you win prizes and trophies. And yeah, there's 5 categories. I I forget.
Clarke, how many
what they're
wigs
all
do you
called.
have?
But no more, because Dahlia died in my car accident.
Oh no.
I had 4. I had my favorite one, which was blonde, and then I had a big, like, curly Bellatrix Lestrange looking wig.
So blondes really do have more fun, huh?
Absolutely. But I just felt like it went better with my skin tone. And then if I wore a brunette one, I just felt like I looked like people in my family. I'm like, ooh.
I assume you shave the facial hair, right? When you.
Yeah, you don't have to. That's like now more acceptable. So, but I used to. I don't think I'm going to for this next time.
Are you?
You guys thinking like 50, 60 years with everything going on, you think they're either going to have male, female, them that you think, or is it just going to be, I'm a being? I'm not gay.
No,
I'm
yeah,
not.
they're definitely.
I don't
Yo,
even
bro,
think. I don't even think that's going to be like asked of you as a question. Are you straight? Are you gay? Like the way the world's working right now, I could like legit see like in 60, 70 years.
Well, the thing is,
it'll just be nothing.
The thing is, like, everybody is what they are, and I don't think it'll not be nothing.
Exactly.
You know, gender is always going to be kind of. It's almost like a universal kind of law. You know, like there's a male and a female, and it's necessary for reproduction. Right. So, but
you know, the only reason why they ask us all this shit too is that they keep putting everybody in demographics, so you know what your demographic is and what your audience is, and it just goes to advertising and when people run on politicians and all this shit, right? Like even our podcast, we look at it and we could tell male, female, what ages, all this shit, right? But it doesn't really freaking matter. Why does it matter?
Well, I mean,
this is kind of where people want to fit in, where they think they're understood, but also I definitely think people should be given time to like learn everything, you know, like one day you wake up pop quiz.
Right.
So yeah, definitely. I don't know where it started coming from, but definitely gender is a social construct in my opinion though.
Right. And I feel like that's where it's going with a lot of people. I hear the younger generation say that it's a social construct.
What does that mean? Social construct.
It means they're putting a label. You want to label me. You want to put me in a box.
Gender.
And it's
almost more like what's considered societal norms in a sense. Like,
Clarke, how do you see yourself? Like, do you see yourself as a boy or a girl, or is that?
I see myself as a boy. I'm definitely cisgender, but I like to play with gender, so I consider myself gender fluid.
Okay.
In a way, because even though I know I'm a boy, again, I don't know if this is that correct terminology, if I'm using that correctly or not. Even though I'm a boy, I like to play around. I like to, like not necessarily.
You know what I'm still trying to get a grasp of that I can't get a concept of though yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very open. I'm non-judgmental to anything, but me wanted to be called.
Well, that's multiple personalities, bro. That's like if you have more than one person in your head, you know.
I am struggling. No, that's not. But that's not what people are playing it off as nowadays, man. People are saying like, what's that? The one popular singer's name? What's her freaking name?
Zemzer. You're talking about those ones.
Well, I don't know what that is. Is that like Galian?
So.
Demi Lovato is who I'm thinking of. She came out and was like, I want you to, you know, and even like work situations now, name tags and all this stuff, they want you to put down like if you want a pronoun on it or not, or what it is. And people are picking them. And I'm just still trying to grasp that. Is that just saying, that's just a way of saying I am everyone, we are all one, I'm fluid. But to me, it's like you're one entity, okay? Chill out. You're one entity, you're not a group of people.
But it's honestly, them came about because this is just my understanding of it.
No, for sure. That's all it is.
Of course, I can do more research or whatever, but for my understanding is because I know there's Z, Zem, Zer, which is what was being used prior to they, them. So I think kind of they, them was the compromise from Z, Zem, Zer because it's just easier to remember.
Right.
But yeah, it's I definitely think like
I feel like psychology wise, like Adam was saying with split personalities and stuff, I feel like that's almost borderline though, a little unhealthy if you're viewing yourself as multiple.
But no, some people just have that reality, man. Like, you can't.
Yeah, I could be completely wrong
Yeah.
about that. Like, I feel like in energy, we're all one source. You know what I mean? I feel like all of us right here, right now, we're all connected to this one source, to this one energy. So I feel like we're all one. Like, I kind of get the concept of it, but I also feel like in your head, if you think you're like this, that, or more than what you are, we're all human.
In a very thinly veiled like way, we're connected. We're connected all like in a very thin kind of net of but like if I cut myself here, you don't feel that shit there. If my parents,
how about if I feel for it? How about if I feel for it just like I'm empathetic?
Right, but it's not like my success is your success or my failure is your failure. You know what I'm saying? We're not connected like that.
But sometimes it is. But not necessarily.
Right. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Like that. But I could feel like me as your good friend, right? I always check on you, and you always check on me.
Right.
When
you and I
hurt,
are connected.
you checked on
you
me.
and I are connected. Right.
Right.
But
you even said when I was hurting, it hurt you to see me like that.
I understand that. And I guess
so. There is kind of a connection. Maybe not like, oh, I could actually feel it. Like you're gonna cut yourself right now, and I'm actually gonna feel it, right? But there's twins, there's triplets that swear sometimes, man. They feel shit like
you're missing
that.
my point.
Twins.
Like, the closer you are to a person, obviously you're gonna have that connection is gonna be stronger, right? But the connection that I have to those people that got shot up in the school, as opposed to the families that of those kids. That connection to them is going to be stronger because they're closer. But to me, I still feel.
Well, yeah, I mean, 100%. I'm not denying that. You're absolutely right. There's no way I'm even going to pretend to know the pain those families are feeling. I have no idea about that pain. But when I watched it on the news, man, I almost cried.
Right.
You know what I mean? I literally almost came to tears and almost cried. And that is feeling that pain and that energy. I don't even know those kids, but the story was so horrific, and it doesn't. If you're human, you're going to feel something like that. And that's where that whole one energy comes from,
Right.
I think, I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
we're all vibration creatures.
I just don't think
some
the
people
connection
hate.
is
I don't
as
like
strong as the lack of connection. I feel like there's more lack of connection than there is a connection. You know what I feel like?
Well, there you go. That point you're trying to make, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one for sure. We're disconnected as a society. We're disconnected from ourselves, some of us, because of social media and just screens everywhere, and
isn't it interesting?
Everything. We don't even know what to think anymore.
Isn't it interesting how, I don't know about you, but especially since the pandemic, how strangely similar Black Mirror is starting to become our reality?
Oh yeah, they're coming with a new season.
Oh, I can't wait. I love that show, man.
They're coming. I love Black Mirror. Black Mirror is shit. It's one of the smartest shows I've ever seen in my life, for sure.
It is so good. I remember when it started, there was like marketing they did where it says new season starring. It was a mirror, and it said
it was a mirror, literally a mirror. Yeah, dude, dope. It's like it gives me chills sometimes when I see the stuff they try to do.
Did you see the episode where they
even like Terminator's coming true. I mean, the rise of the machines, the way we're going, dude, with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, Google is Skynet, dude. Whoa, did you see that?
These machines, these machines, bro, they're spying on us. They know our thoughts. They know our moves. They know what to predict. Right, they know how we're gonna act. They listen to us right now. And artificial intelligence, bro, is crazy. Put that in a tank. Whew.
I always think my own personal FBI agent knows me better than anybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. Your phone knows you better than anyone. Apple knows us better than
especially
we all know ourselves. Apple, Samsung
of something, and all of a sudden it starts memorizing your thinking patterns because
it anticipates what you need.
And I'm very convinced it listens and puts ads.
Oh, it does.
And because it can hear you. So I went through a phase where I would talk to my phone, sugar daddy, 401k, 50% match, new job.
straight up, will it to existence.
But really, what they're just doing is setting up to sell you things. Like that's what your data is important for. Just to sell you, just to put you into like a statistic and to put you into like a niche to be like, this person is this type of thing, so they're gonna want this product and this product and this product because, you know, from all this data.
Well, it's control. Control too. Control too.
Amazon.
The companies are using it for advertising, but what are the politicians using it for? What are, you know what I mean? What are those
advertising? What do you think they're trying to do? They're trying to get your eyes too, man. They want your
well, exactly, but they're trying to persuade your thoughts and opinions and how you vote and all that shit. And they're also creating a divide. I mean, they're also creating a divide.
What they're doing with advertising, you know?
The Social Dilemma, they interviewed that guy from Facebook. He doesn't work there anymore. And they asked him, like, what's the worst case scenario you see happening from social media and the monster it is? And he flat out said a civil war, because that's what they can do.
Well, yeah.
Right? Exactly. It's crazy. Like, he put it this way. He put it this way. You could walk into In-N-Out and you're going to get a menu, and I'm going to walk into In-N-Out and I'm going to get the same menu. We're both going to be looking at the same menu. But when we log into our phones and we go into social media, you are seeing something completely different. I am seeing something completely different. Clarke's seeing something completely different. It's different for everybody. The experience is different for everybody.
Even our Instagram algorithms are so different, and TikTok, and it's the algorithm of which it's come to know us, which is so true.
It's trippy. I mean, ultimately, I don't have anything to hide. I don't really care. I think it could be cool in a way to.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But you know, artificial intelligence though is scary, because that shit really can't happen. Like,
it's already here, bro.
See that. Like,
you think that shit's
I
not
know,
here?
but like when they really,
would you fuck a space robot?
When they really unlock it,
we're all gonna die tonight. No, I'm kidding.
Would you fuck a robot?
Would I fuck a robot? I don't know. Like, where's the world going?
Would you fuck a robot, Alex? A sex robot. A sex robot. It's a sex robot. You know.
I'm married.
You wouldn't fuck a sex robot even if you're married?
Got a ring.
Wow. You think so? Sex robots are cheating, huh?
I would be scared to fuck a sex robot. To answer the question, I wouldn't trust the robot.
That's titanium pussy. Yeah, I'd be scared.
I'd be scared. I mean, like, what?
That's zinc alcohol.
Like, if you ain't hitting it the way the robot wants to be hit, like, is it just gonna like chop your dick off?
No, sex robot's for your pleasure, bro. You know, it's not gonna chop your dick off. Sex robot's gonna be
so the robot gets no pleasure.
The robot's not. It's a robot, bro.
It's not programmed to.
No, it's a machine. It's made to like.
But if it's got artificial intelligence on it,
it's gonna be an artificial intelligence. Exactly. It's not real intelligence. Not human intelligence. It's artificial, meaning it's a fucking robot. Meaning it doesn't have human feelings.
Adam, you couldn't even fuck a robot because you would short circuit.
Oh,
because all my jizz.
Have you guys seen the movie? Her.
I love that movie. It's a great movie.
That didn't hit the way I wanted it to hit. Yeah, her is a great movie. Yeah.
Dude, I cried at the end of that movie.
Dude. Well, he finds out everybody's in love. Everybody, and it wasn't even special the whole time.
God, Samantha was a chatty bitch, okay, and then she broke up with him like that.
Right.
Well, that's kind of what Alexa is, you know.
And it sent the woman to the house to like have sex with him, and like so she could be with him. And
like how many times are you doing this, Samantha? Like, who are you doing this all with?
That's the thing with this artificial intelligence, man. They could break us down and really get into your head and be so manipulative. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, like, George Orwell.
Yeah. Dude, there's no way our brains can compete with a computer brain. Like a high-end computer brain. There's no way. We can't compete.
We created that computer brain.
You know how math problems.
What happened? You were breaking up there. I didn't hear that.
Oh, I said, you know how I don't even know math.
Yeah,
so
I know. I use a calculator for a bunch of shit.
So they're already a point ahead of me already.
All right, guys, I gotta pee like a motherfucker, so.
Okay.
Yo, when we could chop this up. I mean, we could keep going if you want, but I'm actually just going to chop this up in a way where I put this at the end, right before we ask you the 10 blades. I think it's all going to mesh. So,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was fun too, dude. It was going to be bonus content, but we kept going, and I'm like, no, and it fits the episode, so I might as well just put it right at the end of the episode.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, man, this was fun, dude. Did you have fun?
I did. It was definitely interesting. And some of the questions I was like, oh.
What were some of your favorite questions? I'm curious. We're trying to get better at this, and we're learning.
Am I
So we
scared?
the glory hole, or is that one? You broke up again.
No,
Right?
if I fail.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, right as he started saying it, I went, no, he's.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was funny.
No, I agree. I was like, where is he going with this, with the soap and all that? Like, what is he trying to say? Like, that's why I came in and I was like, bro, we'd all be scared of, first of all, getting raped. I don't care what you like. I don't care if you take it up the ass all the time. You don't want to get raped. No one wants to get raped.
It was funny. I kind of expected it because beforehand he was like, so do you want this to be serious or can I? I was like, oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
What? What did I say?
It was fun.
Did I make that voice too? Did I sound just like that?
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
Definitely
Well, because he
did.
was asking what my favorite question was, and I said the jail one.
Oh, really?
And then I was saying, no,
Was it the jail
joking.
one? What was your favorite question?
I know.
What?
But I was just saying I thought it was funny because I knew as like right as you started it, I knew
Right.
what it was gonna be.
You know where that was going.
Cool.
Talking about how you asked me how serious you wanted to be.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
mean, like, I didn't know if this was like a, if I could ask like about the glory hole, or if it was, if that was kind of too much, so it was just kind of,
Thanks. I honestly expected like raunchier questions.
yeah, I wanted, that's the kind of vibe I wanted to go to as well,
Go ahead, ask it. Go ahead. We're still
You
bonus content right here. I'm gonna chop the other shit and just put it at the
You
end of
know.
the episode. You want to ask some raunchy
how many
ass questions?
dicks have you sucked at one time?
One.
Just one? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like you guys don't have like Sundays. On Sundays everyone gets together and kind of like there's like a cock,
Some people I've been at a few parties, but I'm always like because I'm very awkward, especially if I don't know anybody. And I'm not gonna invite friends to come to like a Sunday tea party.
Yeah.
They're called tea parties. But
Have you ever been a part of a bukkake? Receiving or giving? No bukkakis. Adam's
No
been part of it.
I'm really, to be honest, I'm not that big of a like. I'll say nasty things, but I'm not that big. I'm pretty vanilla.
okay.
Same.
All right.
But yeah,
That's
go
all,
and ask.
that's all you got, Adam?
Well, I
That's
mean, he
it?
kind of answered it. He said he's vanilla, so it's
That
kind
was-
of like, oh, okay, well,
I'm not like vanilla.
oh,
like
okay. So now what are you, like cookies and cream kind of thing, or like,
maybe I might like. I've got some mild kinks. I'm not like great. Like, don't tie me up and run a train, but I see why people would like that. But
I didn't want to
It's
go
fun.
too raunchy because I didn't want to be too stereotypical with it or like put
Yeah.
because I also feel like that's putting gay people in a box. Like that's all.
oh
you know
yeah,
what I mean? So I really just wanted to get to know about your life and just interesting things like that too. And
oh yeah, no, and that is a stereotype that we're all like, gay people are sex pervert.
right. Like Adam asked you about how many dicks have you sucked at the same time, and he brought up a glory hole, which I thought, like
These
to
are
me
real
when you brought
questions, bro.
up.
These are real
But
questions,
when you brought up the glory hole too, I'm just talking, man. It's cool. He answered. I just thought too that was kind of like maybe a little insensitive. I don't know, just to assume.
Well, I'm gonna treat Clarke like a
Because
regular
he's-
person, like he's my friend, because that's how I'd talk to anybody,
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna treat him a
Hey,
special.
but
type
at the
way
end of the
because
day,
he
I'm-
prefers,
At the end of the day, I'm wrong.
like,
Well, yeah, no, and like
It was a good question.
you-
It was funny. It was funny, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He went with it.
Like,
So
with
I'm
you
just saying.
like I also know my audience. Like, if you guys, I'm okay with answering these questions. If it was
Right.
some random person I didn't know, like,
No.
like, but I know who you are. I both know what your intentions are. I know you're both good. Oh,
Oh yeah, man.
it's just
The intent for this episode was nothing but just.
Oh, yeah.
Just to show that we could be cool. We could all be cool. You know what I mean?
yeah.
yeah, we are all cool, like,
No, I know, but I didn't articulate it maybe in the episode, but just well, I come from a hip hop background and all this stuff, right? And it's just like there's still a stigma. People are still woke, but there's still a stigma.
you're
and
saying
I
that
just-
your cliques in high school would have, should be able to hang out. Like if we were still in high school, We're all different.
Yeah.
Like I'm part of the juggalos. I'm part of the the weirdos, you know, and you're more of the hip hop crowd, and then Clarke is like the
Well, I'll
theater
put it this
crowd,
way.
and we should
I'll
all
put it
hang
this
out,
way too.
right?
Well, I'll put it, yeah, but I put it this way too. Adam, how many gay friends do you have?
I've got well,
Men, specifically
well,
men.
okay, well, specifically
Be
men.
honest. Just be honest. Just be honest.
Like, okay, well,
I was like,
let me ask you
you
this:
know-
how many friends do I have in general? Really, like, you know, how many? Actually, like,
That's some deep shit.
if I'm thinking about like my Facebook friends, maybe
You're
like
making it more than
maybe
what it
like
is.
four. Like, I mean I don't call them every day and be like, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" But like one of my good
Right.
friends, like his name is Nick. Like, we hung out a lot when I was like 19, 20. He was a little bit older, you know, and he was you know, bi, I think, but he was gay, really, like, you know, but he called it bi, and you know, like we just kind of, you know, it was whatever. It's not, you know, it was whatever. It was just what he did, you know. It was kind of like the
Right. All I'm trying to say with it is, like, aside from work, I don't make gay friends like just on the natural, but I don't make, like, to your point, I don't make friends that easy anyways,
Right.
regardless.
Yeah.
But
Wait, don't
I'm
think-
friends with everybody, but it's through Alexis I know Clarke, you know what I mean? But so I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm just trying to make it where
You haven't been
it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
like that, right?
exactly.
I actually wanted to ask you about the baby. What do you feel about the baby's comments? Because I knew you used to joke about how you'd let the baby put it down on you, right? You wanted the baby. You wanted the baby dick.
Oh,
I know you did.
Yo, that's like that's a one-liner. You wanted the baby dick. Just put that.
You want the baby wee wee. But
he,
his remarks were insensitive. How do you feel about that shit?
Some people just should not. They should just do their job.
Yeah, right.
We're at a music. I could have gone.
That shit was out of left field, bro. I think that's what made it so weird too to me. Like, I wasn't there, but it
Right.
didn't sound like he needed to even bring it up.
No.
Like, I don't know what he was talking about.
Like, there was nothing. I don't know what. Maybe he saw like gay flag. I don't know. But I'm like, exactly. Nothing brought it up.
Right.
Oh,
So
Well, I think
are
he
you
was
like,
going through
fuck
some-
I mean, I don't know, because I like some of his songs. I do think he's very attractive. I still like. He's a terrible person, but he is very handsome.
He has a new song that's called, like, "Put Your Wig On" or some shit. So hey, bust out that blonde wig.
Maybe, but I never like really
He's like,
I knew his pop. I didn't really listen to DaBaby. I knew his popular songs.
Yeah, yo, the baby is charming, you know, like he's got like this charming like smile, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he's pretty hood, you know. I feel like he's a traditional kind of traditional
But,
hood.
I feel like he still hasn't recovered. I think he's trying, but he
The
hasn't
baby
really,
is
like,
dope, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, but like
we'll try.
You're not really connected to it like that, though, in all honesty. Like, you're in your own underground world.
But-
Like, he's dope. He's still putting singles out, but he's not. His flame isn't burning nearly as
You
hot
think
as
so?
it was when he said those comments. Yeah, I know so.
okay.
I mean, he still has his fan base, absolutely.
Right.
But he definitely, I would say, it's going to take a lot for him to come back to mainstream.
Mhm.
Because right as he hit mainstream, he fell for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Stars
And
fall quick, dude.
but
What do you
they'll
think
have-
of Dave Chappelle? What do you think of that whole special? I mean, I know you're not trans, but I know he went at him. And to piggyback off that question, I want you to answer that. But do you know anyone personally that was hurt by it? Like, actually hurt by those words?
Yes. See, I definitely have a lot of different opinions sometimes from a lot of people in the queer community. I do see it like, if those were his actual, I don't think he actually believes that,
believes what?
but there's also of comedy
Yeah.
as
Mhm.
well.
Well, yeah.
There's a separation of the two. Like, if we're gonna be mad at him, we should also be mad at Joan Rivers. We should also be mad at Don Rickles and all the great Kathy Griffin also.
Right.
It's humility. I don't think he even
Right.
actually means that, but if we're gonna die on this hill, we better bring everybody with us because I don't know.
Actually, I'd like to say I've got a lot of gay friends. Actually, now that I think about it, I've got a lot of gay friends. I got, a lot of juggalos are kind of very open and expressive too, man. So don't ever try to make me seem like I'm intolerant.
I wasn't coming at you because I'm actually looking in the mirror at myself as well. And it's not because any gay person I've ever met I've gotten along with, honestly, like for the it's not even a thing, but I don't make friends like that on just like on my own, kind of. It's always been at work or I know somebody, and I'm just like think that's like, why not? Like, why don't I? You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a thing.
Like you're pretty close with Clarke, like, and I've always kind of, So let me just
Clarke,
be real.
Clarke's my lady's
Right.
my lady's best friend. But I think as a straight man, I think we always, I don't know if it's wrong or whatever, but I feel like I don't want to get hit on or I don't want to send wrong messages.
Sometimes I get jealous of how close you are with Clarke, and I'm just like, oh, for real. This is for real. I'm just
Aries brother, bro.
But like I feel like you guys got like this friendship that I don't got with Clarke, and then I don't got that with you, so it's kind of like I'm like almost like the odd man out a little bit sometimes. But
what are you talking about, bro? We got a podcast.
I know.
I call you practically every day.
I know that. But I'm talking about like when we're out, out and about, like I just feel like I don't even know how this came up. I don't even know why, but it's just, I guess, and I was always kind of surprised. Whoa, I just kind of blew my own mind. All right, I'm gonna. I don't.
It's okay. Do
you want to share? Do you want to share?
Actually.
What epiphany?
I don't, because it just makes me seem intolerant. I mean, it is my intolerance, So
speak on it. So you're trying to come back at me with
no. Well, it's and I guess what I was trying to say is like I was always surprised of the fact that you guys were close, because oh man, it's just so fucking horrible. I can't even say it.
But that's what this conversation is all about. See, to me, that's why this episode was so important, man. I'm glad you came on here and you.
Yeah, we don't have to air this part, but also I'm very
exactly.
Like I'm very understanding. I understand what I think I know.
Right. I mean, it's not because
it's not because it's just because we come from different worlds, and you guys have more of an understanding because you guys kind of maybe grew up similar in a way.
I guess like he was saying, like he's more from the hip hop kind of culture, right? And I guess like the closeness was always kind of like you guys were just different, like you guys were different, and it wasn't like a, I don't know. But yeah,
but that's the beauty of it all. That's what this whole show's about. Ultimately, is to show how people could be so different, but we're all the same at the end of the day, and we all just want to have fun and get along, man. Even the fucking crazy people, they're crazy because they're not having fun and getting along. You get what I'm saying? Like they're missing that. They're missing that joy, and they're missing that just like that love that we always talk about. That's the constant in all that shit. But,
yeah. And I definitely think what made possibly like our friendship really kind of bloom is because me and him both have the same understanding that while we're out, in a way, this is what I picked up on first, and this is what I liked about you, is we want to make sure our female friends that we're with, that they're safe. We want to take care of our girls.
Good. Yep.
And that's something I really like. Man to man is what I appreciate in somebody, because it's like, okay, we're aligned in a sense. So
I agree with that completely. We bonded over our sense of security for the girls that we're with. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every time we go out, because these girls rage, man. You've seen them. These girls fucking rage and they go crazy, man. And I need to be sober to handle all of it. Because I feel I feel responsible.
If you just kind of walk with, and I've seen it a few times. Like if you just walk, at those clubs, like at night, these girls are getting attention, left and right. Like every dude is trying to. And you're right there. You're standing right next to your girl,
but it's not just that. It's just them getting like just blackout drunk. They get aggressive too. You know what I mean? It's just about making sure they're safe and that they get home safe. I don't take that
Well,
Like,
I
I
don't think
don't
they.
ever take that for
I don't
granted,
think
man.
they
I want
necessarily need. I mean, I don't know how girl. We don't have a girl here to speak on all females.
I'm not like their protector. I'm not their protector, but what it is just I do have I feel a sense of as a man that I'm gonna make sure
Like a
they're
response.
okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, just as a responsibility. And I'm older now, right? I'm not like young and raging, and they're, most of them are all around 8 years younger than me. So
Is that the age difference between us?
that's the age difference between me and Alexis, and you guys are same class, right?
God,
Yeah,
age. Shit.
8. Adam's probably got a decade on you,
what?
9 or yeah, he's a little older than
I'm
me.
48.
Jesus.
Yeah, 48 years old.
You're not 40. All right, so the 10 blades, man. Here it goes. Blade
Okay.
1. What do you think about social media?
Now look, I'm a millennial, so we grew.
Right.
Our generation kind of made social media in a sense. I hate what it's become. I love it for what it used to be, but I hate what it's become. But I'm still, old habits die hard.
Right.
um,
For sure.
I'm definitely not as active as I used to be because I've kind of stopped caring about online image, but I
Yeah.
still try and keep. It's toxic. It's definitely
For sure.
toxic.
But you're in a relationship now too, as well, right? Do you think that changed how much you use it because you're not necessarily fishing?
It's changed it to almost and in a way. I no longer use it to post just because, I want to respect my man and like not post anything where it'd be like leading or where I would want someone's attention because unfortunately with the internet posting certain things sometimes gets you unwanted attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I definitely used to post a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you posted some gnarly shit. Is it all still on your page? You got a
No.
cool page for anyone. You want to shout out your page or no? Because you do makeup for anybody wanting to do makeup in the California, Orange County area
LA as
and
well.
whatnot. LA, all over, worldwide.
The 305.
You know?
Yeah, so my regular page is XO Carnage, and that's kind of just what I consider I've now started using for like trying to be artsy in a way, like internet artsy. But then my cosmetic page is Carnage Beauty _, because we're fascinated by everything beauty and beguiling in a way.
There it is. Get beautified, motherfucker.
Or Galianified.
Can I ask you a makeup question?
Sure.
Like makeup does wonders. Alexis, when I never knew about makeup, but when I started dating Alexis and being with Alexis, she's a makeup artist. She showed me what it does and the confidence it gives people and the whole world around it. Right? But if you had a number one, like on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had an ugly ass motherfucking number one sitting in your chair with your makeup skills, how high can you take them?
It depends what they're letting me do.
Wait,
in a sense.
What is this question?
They're letting you do whatever. Anything you want to do.
If they give me like a general idea of what colors, intensity, how soft or high, I can then gauge. But from a 1, I can probably take them up to 4.5, maybe a 5.
Blade number 2.
Maybe even.
That's real.
But
sorry, go ahead.
So.
Yeah.
Oh no, because honestly, it's finding the best features, highlighting those, concealing what you don't want seen, and in a sense, it's a transformation.
It's not 100% magic.
Yeah, no. Makeup's not magic. There are even some things that makeup artists and plastic surgeons cannot fix.
Blade number 2. What's the soundtrack to your life?
Oh, shit. Oh my god. Like, should I pick 5 songs or like give you a reference?
Yeah, however you want to answer it, bro. It's however you want to answer it.
Yeah, however, I mean, whatever comes to your mind, album, you could give us the whole shebang, dude.
You could sit there and go through your iPod, and, you know.
But I guess just what comes to mind when we say soundtrack to your life.
So, okay, soundtrack to my life, I would probably have to say would be definitely a lot of early 2000s rock and like pop rock.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thrown in with a little bit of like 80s dance electro and a little bit of the 90s grunge. So something within that mix. Aesthetically, though, Coyote Ugly,
Something
absolutely.
Okay.
But
Nice. Okay.
So something well balanced, I suppose.
All right, I like it. I like it. Blade number 3. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Tinashe, absolutely. She is my actual. Shit. Tinashe.
Is Tinashe emerging as another leader in the LGBTQIA?
Tinashe's
And I'm going to
just
throw
dope,
the F
man.
for fluid
She's
in there.
dope.
But I feel like she is kind of emerging in that scene, right? Or no?
She is. The gays. It's almost like, so within the gay community, there's different like queens in a sense. Tinashe's a little less than everybody else, but people know who you're talking about.
Is Cher the queen? Who is the queen? Who's the GOAT?
Queen. Cher. She's the blueprint, in my opinion. And it kind of like breaks down, and it's not until after Madonna where you have these multiple breaks into pop princesses versus like pop queen divas. So
Got you.
Kind of
paved the way.
Breaks down from there.
Oh, Blade number 4. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, it's a hard one. It depends on the genre.
Got it.
Because I
What's
love
your
movies.
So, favorite movie from your favorite genre?
My favorite genre would probably be like psychological, kind of mind trippy ones that kind of lean into horror or maybe even suspense.
Like 12 Monkeys.
But then I've never heard of that.
You've never seen
one.
12 Monkeys? Oh, damn, bro.
No.
Oh.
That's a good one. You'd like.
I'm thinking like towards like Midsummer, The Witch, things that just really mess with your mind. Neon Demon is a good one.
That sounds crazy. I've never heard
Neon
of that.
Demon.
Neon Demon.
Yeah.
I don't recommend being high for it because
like Clockwork Orange type shit. That was.
Oh, Clockwork Orange is a really good classic. Like,
right.
Beautiful, can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. Blade number 5. What would your wrestling name be? Spagalian.
The Galian is one.
I mean, that'd be great.
I'm going with that one.
The Galian. Blade number 6. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
So I used to want to be a lawyer because embarrassing story and why another reason I got made fun of. I openly told the class when we were talking, it was like career day and you had to talk about what you wanted to be, and I had recently seen Legally Blonde and I wanted to be Elle Woods. So I told everybody I want to be an Elle Woods I want to be a lawyer because of Elle Woods and Legally Blonde. And it was beautiful.
He starts coming to school with a suitcase instead of a backpack. Everyone's like, "Oh, you can't fit all those books."
Do you still have those ambitions to be a lawyer?
I do in a sense, but I'm too impatient. I don't like to argue, even though I do argue sometimes. I don't have the patience to argue because then I just get mad.
I have a great lawyer question. I like to ask people this, man. What do you think is more difficult? Defending someone who you know is guilty or prosecuting someone who you know is innocent? How would you feel if you defended someone and you knew a killer that has killed families, whatever, brutal killer, you got him off? Would you rather get him off, or would you rather send an innocent man to jail, being a prosecutor?
No, I'd rather defend a brutal killer, and get him off.
What if he gets out and kills again?
Well, then I did my job, bro. I did my job right.
All right, all right. Hey, I asked a question, you answered it. Clarke, what do you think? There's no right answer to this question, man.
Yeah, so you'd rather send an innocent man to jail and have him go to jail?
That would suck. That's a fear of mine.
Like,
that's like a fear of mine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go to jail or prison for something I didn't do.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It happens a lot.
It does. That's the tragedy of it. That's why it's like a legit fear.
It could happen.
When people say I'm afraid of like getting buried alive, I'm like, in what scenario are you getting buried alive?
Happen, though.
Like,
you can get buried alive,
but
Yeah.
It could.
I mean,
You could get imagine. Sometimes I imagine like swimming in a swimming pool, and then they put the cover on. You know, if I go underneath, and then they would put the cover
Final
on.
Destination.
Shit, I know, right? Well, that's just drowning to me. You're not being buried.
Yeah, but then
you're not
like
in a coffin.
you couldn't breathe. You're buried alive. Technically, you're buried alive.
Buried alive.
Buried alive. Wait a minute.
We're on Blaze
Yes,
7.
you.
Blaze 7. If you could pick any celebrity to be you in a movie, who would you pick?
Oh, I don't know. Are we trying to be realistic here?
Yeah. If you were
Whoever you want. Whoever you want.
I don't know.
Jonah Hill.
Seth Rogen.
Hey, Jonah Hill's a badass now, bro. Do you see Jonah Hill? Jonah Hill's
right
a
now,
badass.
actually, right?
But when you've heard it your whole life, it's not. So, that and Kevin James or whoever.
Kevin James, that'd be funny. That'd be a comedy, though.
The guy from Cam from Modern Family. Heard it all.
Oh, I like him actually. So this question.
Yeah, no, I do too. There's nothing against him.
This question we sometimes have a little bit of difficulty, saying it, but so imagine Mount Rushmore. All right, there's a Mount Rushmore. There's 4 people on Mount Rushmore. Okay, 4 important people to you in any way. Could be whatever. Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh. And this is like real people?
Anyone. It could be
or
anyone.
Like,
it could be Bugs
like
Bunny.
icons.
It could be your mom. It could be anyone.
Okay, so I've got like a realistic one and then like a fun one.
All right, let's hear them.
Realistically, it'd be Alexis, be my mom. Alexis, my mom. My grandma, my dad's mom. She was a saint. Rest her soul.
Rest in peace, Grandma.
And then I would have 3. And then my other grandma.
You could
mom.
put yourself up there if you want to.
Well, and then if we're doing like my fantasy one, like my fantasy draft, I would probably say
what's your fantasy?
Marilyn Monroe, Anna Nicole, Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy's hot as hell, bro. She's
rolling
crooked,
with the homies, another
the crooked lips, that's continue.
She did not have crooked lips.
She did have like this crooked, she had this crooked smile.
She was an angel.
No, crooked lips in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like she does have definitely like a.
Are you thinking of Drew Barrymore?
No,
I think he's thinking.
I'm thinking of Brittany Murphy from 8 Mile.
Hello,
from 8
Mile.
Yeah. No, she has crooked lips, dude. Her lips are like.
Maybe in the movie.
It's a good look. Trust me, it's a great look. Poor, rest in peace, Brittany Murphy.
Can you do that again?
And Anna Nicole. Rest in peace, Anna Nicole. Damn.
He had one more.
Anna Nicole Smith, man, was a god when I was a kid.
We got Anna Nicole, Brittany Murphy, Marilyn Monroe, and who else?
Zendaya.
I don't know who that is.
It'd be Zendaya.
Zendaya's best actress out right now. Period.
It's it's hard to pick, but she's on a list of like women I admire. So it could be her right now, but then it'll like probably switch a little bit. But Miley Cyrus too, if I had a huge Mount Rushmore.
You only have 4, bro. You had like 8, by the way.
No.
All right.
The scene with Zendaya in Euphoria in this last season, man, when she was withdrawing hard and going at it and breaking the door with her head. It was so believable. That whole goddamn episode was so intense, Adam. You gotta check out
I've been hearing
Euphoria
about this Euphoria. I don't know who Zendaya is. I'm pretty sure was she in Black Panther? Right?
No, she's in the new Spider-Man. I haven't seen him yet. She's in the
but like I said, like I haven't really been watching movies just because I've been on this no movie kind of kick. But I just watched The Valet on Hulu. It was kind of funny. It was pretty good.
Okay.
There's not a lot of good comedy movies out now. It's hard to make a comedy.
Yeah,
I feel like. Maybe we're all just not laughing at shit nowadays.
They need to make a Bridesmaids too. I need a sequel. I need another one.
Should they make it groomsmen? Should they make groomsmen?
No, that's The Hangover.
Kind of like a spin-off? Yeah, that is The Hangover. Blade number 9. Do you believe in fate?
90% yes, 10% no, because everyone's fate is sealed. It's predetermined. But when someone wants to play God, I don't think that's anybody's fate.
Blade number 10. What type of culture are you trying to cultivate?
An opening, loving one, where you can come together in a way and just know that no matter what, love is love in a sense. Kind of like you could love people without romantically loving them. There's platonic love, but just joy, togetherness, acceptance, openness, understanding. Ultimately, I feel there's too much hate in the world, and if we all try to understand each other and actually hear each other out versus screaming at one another, we could get a whole lot further. So I'll definitely say that.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Admirable, my dude. Clarke, we like to wrap it up with a lyrical miracle, man. And I know you got a lot of lyrics. Can you bless us with a lyrical miracle, sir?
You know,
anything comes to mind.
You know, we said at the beginning of this, we may as well get it going. It's Britney, bitch.
It's Britney, bitch. I like it. I like it. Yo, man, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Clarke. Appreciate you coming
on,
man.
Thank you for having me.
This was a great convo, needed convo. You're an awesome dude, bro.
Thank you for
thank you
letting
so
us
much.
ask our dumb questions, man. Like, really appreciate it. Honestly, like,
and
you know.
And thank you for always watching out for Alexis, so I can just chill back sometimes and have some fun because I know Clarke keeps his ducks in a row.
I do keep my ducks in a row until I think we're staying home, and then plans change mid blackout.
Yeah.
All right.
Last time Clarke was over, he was like, I'm blacking out tonight. And then 5 minutes later, he was like, Alex, I'll watch Alexis for you. And I'm like, right.
Well, okay.
Because I'm in my back cast. I mean, I can't go out, right? I'm like fucking injured.
Well, because the whole plan that weekend was, and you could ask Alexis this, we weren't going anywhere. We were drinking. We were going to dose you up and have our own little party. And instead, I guess you had friends coming over, and me and her had been drinking since 10 a.m.
Right. You guys were wasted. It was fun. It was such a weird feeling standing there in my kitchen in my back brace OtterBox, my human OtterBox, and everybody's getting fucked up and drunk around me. And I'm sitting there like, I feel like a broken egg, dude. I feel like a cracked egg. I literally got tucked into bed. I got tucked into bed that night as they all left.
Cold.
As they all left.
That's so cold.
And went to the Las Vegas Strip.
Damn.
I'm at home. I had to like just drug my ass on Oxy, just trying to pass out. I was sleeping next to my little urinal bottles because I can't get out of bed, and these guys are having a grand old time.
It's cold-blooded, getting tucked into bed. Then, did you get the goodnight kiss too?
I literally got tucked.
Did you get the kiss on the forehead? Did you get the kiss on the forehead?
Oh, from everybody.
That wasn't the plan, though.
All right.
Life never goes as it's planned, right?
No.
Life never goes as it's planned.
Exactly.
Thanks again, Clarke. And on that note, like and subscribe it, please.
Of course.
All right.
Love y'all. Peace out.